Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be painting a rocky mountain. Usually I go with snowy mountains, but today I'm going to try something different. So firstly we're going to start off with the background, and today I'm going to be going with a very light blue background. So for this, you want to make sure that you mix a lot of white, and you want to keep it as strokes rather than actually painting it out of the bottle itself, because that gives more of a cloudy texture. So you want to keep adding strokes around and make sure it's not super dark, because that looks pretty unnatural. So you want it to look realistic, right? So you want to make sure it's all light. And then you just want to smoothen it down with some water at the base, just to kind of give it that misty effect. Now doing the mountains. So first we're gonna do a base layer with a little bit of blue and orange. You want it to be dark, and you just want to give your mountains a good shape. And then you want to start adding a bit of a darker shade of brown with your palette knife, and then you want to start layering that with lighter shades, and you want to go really smooth on top. You don't want to press it really hard. So as you can see, I am lightening the shades as I am going, and I'm doing light shades on the right side, and for the left side I'm going to be stroking it down with some darker shades just to add more texture for the shadows itself. One tip I would give you guys, which I learned from Bob Ross, is when you use your palette knife, make sure you do not press it really hard, because that does not give you the texture you want. You want to slightly brush through it. So that's what I did, and now I am smoothing down the base again just to add in more mist. Now moving on to the hills. So one tip I would give you guys while you are doing anything related to landscapes is when you are trying to draw anything green, make sure it's not straight out of your tube or straight out of your bottle, because that's super unnatural. And instead you want to mix it with a bit of blue and a bit of red. That gives it more of a realistic and very subtle look, rather than, you know, people understanding that it's straight out of the bottle. And then I am going to be going back to those hills with a bit of yellow and a bit of white and a bit of light green, just to add in more highlights and give the appearance of grass rather than just leaving it a flat color. Now I tried to add in some bushes to make it look good, but I really hated the idea. So if you are doing this simultaneously while watching my video, please do not do this part, because it was a mistake and I hated it. So I ended up painting all over it and just doing hills all over again. So just learn from your mistakes, I guess. Another thing I just wanted to address is many people ask me, oh, do you use any pictures for references, etc.? And the answer is no. I do look at inspirational pictures, but at the same time, it's best that you do not copy anything, because that is just not a good thing to do. And even if you do copy, I would prefer giving credits to people rather than just claiming it to be your own art, because that's a big form of plagiarism. And when you go to university and stuff like that, and if you're trying to major in art, you would not want to be caught with plagiarized art, because that's the worst thing any artist can do. Okay, now I am going to be adding some more highlights here and there just to make it more realistic. And then I'm going in with a bunch of trees. I love painting trees, guys. It's my favorite thing to do. Let me know if you guys want a separate tutorial on how to paint trees, because it's something which I really enjoy doing and something which I've been practicing for at least 3 years now. So yeah. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but right now I'm just going to be adding in my base layer for the trees. So I'm only using black, and once I get all my trees in place, then I'm going in with a darker green, and I'm going to be applying that everywhere. And then I'm going to go to lighter green and finally add in a bit of yellow for highlights. You guys can use white, but I do not really prefer white unless you mix it with a bit of yellow to get a very pastel yellow. But just plain white is a complete no from my side. I mean, you could experiment with it, but from my experience, it's not a good idea. Another advice I would give is when you guys are painting your trees, make sure you start from the trees which are all the way in the back and then move all the way forward, because that gives a more realistic look and it becomes way more easier painting it that way rather than painting it all together and then getting confused for which ones are going to be in the back and which ones are going to be in the front. So just practice and just keep working on it, and eventually I know you guys are going to get it someday. Finally, I'm going to sign my painting using white paint and a super thin detailed brush. And that's my final painting, guys. I hope you all enjoyed and let me know what you guys think about it. And I'll see you next time. Bye.